Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the upcoming premiere production at Riverside Theatre entitled The Fiancé. Adam Knight, director of Riverside and director of the show.
Yep, great to be here.
Is here. Nice to see you. And Emily Bohannan, the playwright.
Wonderful to be here.
Great to meet you. I've been hearing a little bit about this, and of course, I know your stars, and I'm so excited to see them in this play. We'll reveal that coming up in just a second. Oh no, we'll reveal it now. What the heck? But you have it's called The Fiancé, and our lead characters are Ron Clark and Jody Hovland, who of course are the founders of Riverside Theatre and have continued to teach and act and be cheerleaders for you,
Be
Adam.
cheerleaders and real mentors. They instilled in our company a new play vision. This is actually the 39th world premiere that we've done. I believe it's the 8th of my tenure, but they have a long history of doing new works and championing new works at Riverside. It's wonderful to have them leading our cast, and our cast is filled out by some of the best actors in the corridor: Martin Andrews, Jessica Link, and Christina Sullivan.
Wow.
All doing fabulous work.
That is loaded. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Emily, I want to find out more about this play because we said it is a world premiere, and you don't have an Iowa connection, but Adam is your Iowa connection because you and he have worked together before, and you've also kind of worked on various versions of this play before.
Yes, I met Adam Knight in New York City in 2005 when we were both working for Manhattan Theater Club. I was interning there. He was working with our legal counsel. And so we were friends over the years, worked on lots of little projects with his theater company, Slant Theater Project. And they did a reading of this play in New York City in 2013. Had a lot of luminaries in that as well. Kelly Giddish from Law & Order, Mary Louise Burke, who's one of our great New York theater actors. So we did a really wonderful workshop of that with Adam at the helm. And we are sitting here right now because Adam has continued to think about this play, believe in this play. When he came to Iowa, saw an opportunity for this play here. And I genuinely can't think of a better theater for it to have its world premiere, with the support of the community, with all the members of the community I've talked to who have said that this play resonates with them, especially a lot of people in their older years. And so I'm really excited to be here and working with these amazing artists and sharing it with you. Oh, and I should backtrack. We did a workshop of it in 2024 in the summer. Okay. So we worked with Ron and Jody in that workshop, some other actors. And so that was really my first taste of Riverside Theater and also the community here in Iowa City that supports it. I got to meet, we did a public reading and a lot of people came. And so that's when I really started to get excited about the possibility of doing it here because so many people showed such enthusiasm for it.
Adam, I'm going to ask you to give me a little synopsis of the play.
The play follows a woman, B, played by Jody Hovland, who is in a stage in her life where she's recently widowed. She has moved out of her house in the country, and she's moving into the big city, a big city, to kind of follow her dream and to check off all these things on her bucket list that she was never able to do in her earlier life. She happens to now be living in the city with her daughter and her granddaughter, all of whom are in various stages of love and loss. Her daughter is recently divorced. Her granddaughter was engaged and that broke off. So they're all dealing with various stages of heartbreak. Meanwhile, in this retirement community that Bea moved into, she meets Doug, played by Ron Clark, and sparks fly as they're checking off some of these bucket list items together. And they fall in love. And that love then has reverberations through the rest of the family. The thing is, when people meet later in life, there is a lot more people involved in that love and that family. This is a community in particular, Iowa City, where I'm always amazed at the couples who found love in their 60s and 70s and even 80s. And that, to me, was a sign that this was a play that's going to resonate here. It's a play about love. It's a play about the effects of love. And it's a play about checking off those things on one's list that it's never too late.
Emily, how'd you do?
He did great. I have nothing else to add.
So I have to ask about the genesis of this play. Because, obviously you're not someone who's experienced this as anyone watching this from this angle, but, we all have those people in our lives who we love, who came, parents and grandparents. And, is there a personal angle to this, or did the story just leap full blown into your head one day?
Well, I wrote this play while I was a student in the playwrights program at the Juilliard School. And I had recently broken off an engagement. And around that time, my boss's mom got engaged. She was 85 years old and had met this man in her retirement home. And so I saw between those two events a cool connection. Someone at 85 getting engaged, and someone, I think I was 30 at the time, going, I'll never love again. and being around her was really a lot of the medicine for my own heartbreak. And so that's really where the play came from. And I added in the mother characters, that sandwich generation who is dealing with children and dealing with parents. Also, many of whom are divorced and also in a moment of reinvention in their life. And it's also true that my grandfather remarried very quickly when my grandmother died. It was a big event in my family's history, one that was sometimes painful as well as
not without stress.
Not
I'm
without
guessing.
stress. We love my step grandmother, and they were married for a very long time. But just at the time, there's a lot of emotions around. It's a really tender moment, and it's one that a lot of people deal with. And so in this, I saw the potential for a play that people in the audience would have a relationship with.
What you both have said about how when people, later on in life, find new relationships and new love, how it's not just about them. You're really marrying into the entire family. Mm-hmm. And especially those of us, I'm at an age where I am, parenting my parents.
Yeah.
And, if one of them said, here's what I'm going to do, I would,
Have feelings.
I might be that guy in the movie who says, no, Dad, you can't do that. And that's something that we all go through. So it expands beyond the couple.
The play grapples with that. It's a comedy, but it's a comedy with a lot of drama.
How has it changed? So you've been now workshopping this for well over a decade.
13 years.
Yeah.
Never give up.
Yeah. Well, that's lesson number one. Never give up.
Which is kind of the theme of the play. I often find that the process of my plays mimics the theme or the content, and this one very much is never give up. The biggest change to the play is that in the first draft that we did the workshop of in New York City, so we have B, her boyfriend, then fiancé Doug, her daughter, her granddaughter, but there was another character who was the fiancé of the granddaughter. And in the first draft, so there were two fiancés and two sets of people engaged in the play. As you might guess, it became a fight over who's really the main fiancé in the play. It was a little crowded.
What's the story about?
What's really the story? And I also just felt I wanted a little bit more activation for the mother character who's recently divorced. So I got rid of the second fiancé, the young fiancé, and I replaced him with the ex-husband, who is the grandson of the old generation, the ex-husband of the middle generation, and the father of the youngest generation. So that really felt like an activating force for all three of those women. And his presence in the play sort of does something to each of them and increases the conflict in a really satisfying way. So I think that it's a much better play.
Adam, looking at this from the outside as someone who's seen it in all of its various versions, what do you see that has evolved?
I think the play's just gotten closer and closer to Emily's vision, to that initial vision. And playwriting can be and should be such a messy art form. I mean, it's easy to think that Sophocles or Susan Laurie Parks or Shakespeare wrote their plays in a vacuum, but they wrote them in a messy rehearsal environment where they were responding not only to actors' impulses and the way that the words lived in their bodies and in their souls, but also to audiences laughing or sobbing or shuffling. And I just, with every line change, with every character arc that's adjusted, with every little scene that's cut or speech that's added, it just feels closer and closer to Emily's vision. I feel like we're getting a story not only of one woman's love and a couple's love, but also of these three generations all grappling with love and how to move forward when life doesn't always give them what they think they need.
You have, of course, been living in this play for a long time. You've done readings. You've seen it in various forms. It's changed. What is it like, Emily, to see it getting staged in its final-ish form for the first time?
It's my very favorite thing about being live. It's my very favorite thing about what I do. I mean, this is what we play for in the world of playwriting. This is the moment that you spend all of those hours in rehearsal rooms and in your own room trying to write, is for the moment you get to come and put it all together. And I always say to the actors, I cannot finish my play. I cannot do my work without all of you. Even the designers coming in, with those conversations, that starts to change things and illuminate things. Because I only have my point of view. It's very helpful to have 6 to 10 other points of view to really start to see how other people interact with the play. So yeah, this is what it's all been for, and I'm so thrilled. I just keep walking around with this big happy smile on my face because it's just going wonderfully, and I'm really enjoying the process.
The Fiancé opens April 16th at Riverside Theatre. And Adam, I imagine, especially since you have the playwright in hand, that there'll be some talk back and some opportunities for the audience to hear from Emily and the cast and learn more about the
Exactly.
bit behind.
That first Sunday, April 19th, we've got a talk back after the matinee with the amazing Professor Miriam Gilbert, with the cast and with Emily. And then we have another talk back on Sunday, April 26th, that deals with issues of the retirement age community and the ways and a lot of the themes that the play addresses.
Well, the only important question left is, how do we get tickets?
www.riversidetheatre.org or call the box office. Information's on our website.
Again, go there for more information about the play and to get tickets running through the 3rd of May, correct? Yep. All right. Well, Emily, great pleasure to meet you. Congratulations on seeing this, kind of come to its fruition. And Adam, congratulations to you for being a part of this birthing process from the get-go.
It's the greatest thing in the world.
You can hear The Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.